Cooking is more than a technique. It's a way of expressing emotions, memories, preserving culture at the same time, trying to show other people what our food is, what our food really means to us, and as well sharing time with them. I think cooking is the most humble way to say people that we love them, and we enjoy very much when we make people happy when they eat our food. Cooking for me, it's a way to show people where I come from, a little part of my history on how I grew up eating Mexican food and different ingredients, very authentic dishes that only Mexican people eat. It's just a way of expressing the importance of Mexican food to everybody. That it's not just Tex-Mex, like everybody thinks about Mexican food. Something that was developed in the US and sadly was spread to all over the world. So there is this huge misunderstanding of what Mexican food really is. And my aim is to show people here that Mexican food is much more than burritos and quesadillas and things like people are really used to. My name is Jorge Rodriguez. Welcome to Taqueria Freedah. Cooking makes me feel in many different ways. Happy, nostalgic, angry sometimes. Happy because I know that by cooking I can make people happy. When I see people enjoying food, that makes me very happy. And I can see it here at Freedah because we are a small place and I get to speak to every customer and I get to see every expression that they have in their faces when they're eating my food. Nostalgic because it brings me back memories of my childhood, eating with my family, being in Mexico, walking down in the markets, seeing food, seeing people cooking and enjoying a good time. Angry sometimes because you want things to be very perfect for people to have the best experience, but sometimes things don't go the way it should. It brings a lot of emotions, trying to make things the best way possible for our customers, but sometimes it's not possible. So this anger comes to your mind suddenly and you have to control it. Really make your best to make it happen, no matter what. Where did my love for cooking begin? A part of it started at childhood, at my house, while eating what my mother used to cook for me, special things that I only would eat myself because I didn't like other things that she cooked for my sister or for my father. I believe love for cooking was taken into pieces, like all along the way of my life. Going to the market with my mother as well, seeing tacos everywhere, people sitting, sharing tables. There is no restaurants in the markets. It's all common tables filled with people talking to each other without even knowing themselves, but interacting and enjoying food. Looking at the señoras or cooks, the old ladies making quesadillas. That's what they do for a living. They enjoy it so much, feeding people. Also, my love for cooking, I believe, started on a bigger scale when I started working as a chef. It wasn't easy. I didn't have the best people to teach me how to cook on my first job. They were very old school, something you don't see nowadays. It's a little more peaceful and chill. Back then, they would tell you to do things in a way that people would get offended in this time. I met somebody who really took the time to teach me, to care, and I think that's when my love for cooking really began. Where do I find inspiration for cooking? I think everywhere. Watching a movie, going to the market, from other chefs, friends, learning something that it will never stop, and I think inspiration comes from different things. What the dish it's gonna be like, only in your mind, even though when you try it, it doesn't work at all. It's a way also of inspiring you to do something different. Not what you think it was going to be good, but you need to try again and make it happen. There are many chefs that I look up to. When I was younger, I used to watch a lot Iron Chef America. That was one of the first cooking TV shows in Mexico, and I would see Bobby Flay. Can't remember all those names. Morimoto cooking under pressure within 1 hour. That was part of the inspiration for me to get into cooking. What makes my dishes mine? I think few dishes define you as a chef. They have a profile that comes directly from you, especially dishes that I'm cooking for you. I have a ceviche that is not really traditional. I take elements of my hometown, Acapulco. I'm myself from Acapulco, a beach town in the south of Mexico on the Pacific. The diet over there is about seafood, mostly. Going to the beach, eating ceviches, fried fish, grilled fish, tacos, many different ways. So I wanted to bring something to Dubai that recreates what Acapulco is for me, or what Acapulco offers to the people, which is fresh seafood, coconut, and obviously coriander that has to go in most of the ceviches. So I created something that combines these three ingredients, and I made it my signature dish, which is a coconut siva ceviche, or basically we use any locally sourced fish, especially in winter. During summer, it's a little bit difficult to get a good quality fish sourced from the region. Cracking down a coconut every morning to make sure that the sauce is as fresh as possible, not using coconut milk like few chefs to cut time do most of the time. Cutting the fish myself, or sometimes my guys, making sure that the fish is sliced on a proper way, marinating the fish with freshly squeezed lime all the time, no matter what. It should be always like that. Season the fish in a way that it will bring out the flavor, and it will remove all the fishy taste of raw food. It's a very good dish, balancing the coconut, the coriander, the lime with the fish, a little bit of crunchiness of the cucumber, creaminess of avocado, presenting it in a way that it's so simple, so humble, because I don't look for making my dishes look pretty, but I want to ensure that they taste as good as possible. Why do I choose the techniques that I choose? I think they represent what Mexican food should be, the way that Mexican food is cooked back home, especially with fire, slow cooking, using things that nobody else uses, like a goat head, something very uncommon, that basically Mexico is used a cow head instead of goat. So I wanted to bring something that nobody else does in Dubai, which is basically slow cooked goat head, but we give a particular process to it. So this brings me memories, like going with my mother to the market and eating this goat barbacoa, looking at the head display on the counter with all other meat, and the guy would just crack down the head and open the brain and bring the tongue out and asking you what part of the goat you want to eat, like using the whole animal without wasting anything. That's part of the philosophy that I have for cooking here in Dubai. I want to utilize as much as possible the whole animal. Here everybody eats lamb, here everybody eats everybody eats goat, but very few uses a goat head. It's very different the process that I give to the cooking, because in Mexico everything is cooked on the ground on a whole overnight. It's basically slow cooking and steam. But what I do here is grilling the goat head on open fire, burning the head, trying to give a little more, another layer of flavor, which is basically smokiness because of the fire, and then cooking this into a very rich stock with adobo chili paste, which is basically dry chilies and the spices, getting this head really tender by cooking it very slow. That's what makes a difference for my goat head tacos. What stories do I want my dishes to tell? Tradition, authenticity, and flavor. Something that remains on people's mind, saying that I tried this at this particular place, in this case Taqueria Freedah, and I want them to say, I want to go back because I'm craving this particular dish because of flavor and tradition. I can tell you something about the churros, that something so simple, so tasty, everybody loves them in here. The way we make them, it's a little bit different from what others do. There's a lot behind churros. It's not proof that they came from China. It's funny how cultures are united in a way by trading, traveling. Basically what Mexican food is, it's a combination of many cultures. From the spices from India, from the Spanish people conquering Mexico and bringing different animals, different produce to Mexico. Everything got combined. And one of the things that they brought to Mexico was churros. But this particular dish, people say it is actually Chinese, given to the Portuguese, and then Portuguese transmitted to Spanish, and then Spanish to Mexico. We do it in a different way. We add a few different spices like cinnamon. They basically eat it with no cinnamon and no sugar. Sometimes for breakfast we add sugar and cinnamon, which makes it a little different, a little more interesting, I would say, a little more tasty, with chocolate sauce. So this is one of the dishes that I want people to enjoy, because it's so simple. It's a churro. It's something very unique to end your meal. You don't need a 5-star dessert to finish your meal. You need something tasty, simple, that brings you memories, and that's it. Who helped shape my cooking? I think everybody. It can be for good, it can be for bad. Back home, in my first job, that's when I really fall in love for cooking. I met this person. His name is Victor Mesa. He used to be a family father, having basically the same position as me, but he was so energetic, so focused on what he wanted to do in life, and that was a way of inspiring myself. I see it as a mentor, because I believe without him, I wouldn't be in this path. Then meeting other people here in Dubai. One of my executive chefs is a German guy. His name is Rainer Loffer. I think he was one of the toughest person that I ever worked for. He really pushed me to my limits, basically almost made me resign from my job because I thought I could not handle everything or his vision basically. There are other people that also help shape my cooking, like Troy. He cooks everything from scratch. Everything. He does a lot of things from scratch, from vinegars, marinades, fermentations, things that few people used to do in Dubai. He was one of the pioneers, so there is a lot of inspiration coming from him. Looking at him like a full chef from A to Z, that he can do anything. I also think the cooking is also shaped by listening to your team. I'm a kind of a chef that I listen to my junior chefs when they wanna bring up ideas, and we combine them, or I let them do the dishes. They wanna show me something, chef, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, let's do it. We try it, we adjust, or we say no, it doesn't work. But you still listen to people, and really brings you more ideas to your mind as well. That's how cooking is also shaped. What do I want people to take from my story? I want to inspire young chefs. I want to show them that it's possible to achieve things in other countries. It's very difficult sometimes to get a job out of Mexico if you don't speak English. And that was the case for myself when I came to Dubai. My English was very, very limited. I had to learn here, listening from people, interacting. I want to be this little inspiration for young people to believe that things are possible, to work out of Mexico, to grow your career, to even have your own restaurant one day, if that's what they want. And I want people to understand that Taqueria Freedah shows you just a little bit piece of Mexico. Mexican food can be defined in a single page of a menu. You would have to go live in Mexico for many years to really understand what Mexican food is. Even myself, I'm still learning a lot of things about Mexican food. What I want to show here at Taqueria Freedah is just a little piece, a little authentic, simple, but most of all tasty food. There's something I want people to understand about being a chef. It's not that easy. It's not only social media. It's not only getting awards. It's not only cooking for you. There's a lot of things behind it. There's a lot of pressure, mental stress to make sure that your food is properly done. There is sacrifice. I sacrificed myself to come to Dubai and have a better life and have a better career and learn. You lost a lot of friends. You don't have time to hang out with your friends sometimes. You prefer to rest and not speak to anybody sometimes. You just want peace and quiet for yourself. You want to be alone in a few cases, yes. It's exciting, yes. And when somebody, it might sound funny, when somebody asks me or tell me that their kids want to be a chef, I said, no, please no. It's a beautiful career, but it takes a big toll eventually. This is Chef Jorge Rodriguez, and this has been my origin story.